What up, Lincoln? It's Friday. Woohoo! End of the week, party time. Anyway, I wanted to go into a little bit more depth of blockchain. I had a couple people ask me some questions of a better real world scenario to describe blockchain. The easiest way to describe it is probably in the banking industry, cryptocurrency. But in the real world, we can actually talk a little bit more about food, which is one of the better ways to describe how a blockchain could work to better industry. Now, I do see blockchain in the next 20 years taking over probably all industries. Right now, banking's working on their own blockchain. A lot of the food distributors and manufacturers are partnering with companies like IBM to expand their blockchain capabilities to track foods and distribution. So one way to really describe that well is, well, we'll take a farmer, for instance. So that farmer, he buys his seed, let's just say it's a purchased seed from somewhere, and at that point in time, the person he buys the seed from already said, I got the seeds from this crop at this time, basically a born on date for seeds. Once that is done, the farmer buys the seeds from the distributor, then he continues that block. He adds more information to it. The seeds were planted on this day. The weather could have been this. That can also be tied into IoT. So IoT could be recording information on his fields, moisture levels, humidity, you name it. Then that all can get automatically recorded to the blockchain of that one seed or that batch of seeds that he purchased. Now that whole batch of seeds is spread out through the whole field. He put pesticides on it, or he did not put pesticides on it, or anything that he has done to that crop, he records to his blockchain. Again, that one seed now has a born on date, where it's been, how it's been handled, how it got from point A, point B, what's been applied to it, and then you get to the point where now it's a plant, it's ready to be harvested. Again, that's recorded in the blockchain. When did it get harvested? How did it get harvested? Did they hand pick it? Did they use a machine? That's all information that ends up in the block. At that point in time, it goes to their packaging. What time did it get packaged? And again, IoT comes into play. What was the temperature of their warehouse? Did the whatever it was stay at the proper temperature? Did it go over temperature? Was it under temperature? Did it get frozen? All that stuff gets recorded in the block as what started as a seed is now moving through as a plant. It's great information. It's a lot of information. Now it's packaged. A truck comes up, picks up skids to take to a grocery store's distribution. Again, that gets recorded to the blockchain. The distribution channel now has that blockchain, and again, IoT comes into play because it could be the temperature of the semi-trailer or anything in between. IoT is going to play a big part in blockchain. As that moves to the grocery store is going to record when it was received, when it went to the cooler, anything they might have done to enhance the product or better the product in some way with labeling or repackaging or you name it. Again, that all gets recorded in a block. Once the product gets on the shelf, it's ready for the consumer. The consumer comes in and buys it. In theory, and again, a lot of the stuff isn't decided. That's why I say blockchain's really in its infancy. The consumer snaps a picture of a QR code, or, well, it probably won't be QR codes. It's going to be more like RFID or something. They scan it with their phone, and boom, they instantly know exactly what chemicals have been used on those plants from the time it was a seed to the time it got to the consumer. Here's one of the problems I feel with blockchain, though. The farmer designed his own blockchain to handle what he does. The seed distributor has his own blockchain to handle what he does. The distributor or packager, their own blockchain. The grocery store, possibly their own blockchain. These are all designed by different developers, different platforms. Now I know in the future we're probably going to have a platform, a standardized platform. I know they're working on building a consortium to really lay down standards for blockchain, but how much blockchain is going to get created before that happens? And I know some friends of mine, they are actually going to and are working on a secret that goes along with blockchain to help this process out. You know, it's a great thing, but there's a lot of pitfalls that need to be addressed. But anyway, that's probably one of the best ways to describe it is from seed to table. You know exactly what that plant's been through, what chemicals it's been, and then you're going to get into more market research where your consumer is going to go, I don't want that particular pesticide because I don't like it, and all that information will be there on the product. And that's going to force growers and distributors to actually change their business models, going, the consumer knows what we did. You know, blockchain, to really boil it down and not get technical or tell you any more stories, it's transparency. Transparency from the time it was born to the time it was consumed. You see every part of the process. All right, I've already talked for over 5 minutes, probably going on about 6 minutes. I wanted to give a little more breakdown on that. I'm going to wrap this up here shortly because I always promise I'd never go over 5 minutes, and I'm way over 5 minutes. I'd like to appreciate everybody for taking their time to watch. That was a little story on blockchain. I'm going to probably do another video, probably some verbiage on blockchain next week, just because it has been an extremely hot topic in my inbox, and I want to make sure I address as much as I can because this is what LinkedIn is about. We need to share. We can all grow and become much more than we are today just by opening up and letting everybody know. Again, everybody have a fantastic weekend. Appreciate you watching. See you later.